Welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place, everybody. Mark here again, talking about the next video in the series of reliability. And today we're going to talk about two of the premier Japanese brands in the luxury segment, Acura and Lexus. Lexus being, of course, the upscale Toyota, and Acura being the upscale Honda. Both have very, very great benefits to them in terms of reliability and performance, style, and other features. But today, really, we're going to dig into the reliability factor, and I'm going to point out to you guys some of the key areas where there have been known issues with some of these brands. Even though historically they are very, very solid in all accounts, they're not without their problems. So we're going to review some of the key ones that are more prevalent than others. So the first one on our list is the SC430. As an example, a great vehicle for sure, very stylish, two-door coupe, power convertible. Some very nice styling touches, as you can see, but they didn't come without their problems as well. This car here, you'd have issues. Sometimes the air conditioner would stop working. That could be a consistent problem. They would seize up the compressor. Another issue was, of course, regarding the power doors, the door issues. You'd have issues there, but as well, you'd have stalling problems with these cars. They often had stalling issues when the vehicle got warm, which made it a little bit stressful at times if you didn't get that sorted out. And then what do we have over here? Next on our list is the wonderful, luxurious ES350. These were great cars, actually very, very dependable overall. Only problem is the variable valve timing, which adjusts your cam timing, which essentially gives you better drivability, maximizes your performance. Unfortunately, there's hydraulic pressure lines that work in that system, and some of those lines have been known to burst, rupture, come apart. When that happens, you quickly get a low oil pressure light, and often becomes potentially catastrophic for an engine if you lose all of your oil. So something to be aware of. It has happened on many, many occasions with your variable valve timing on the ES350. And then we have the wonderful Lexus RX350. Very, very good vehicles indeed. Very popular, and there's actually a lot of them on the lot here, but these weren't without their problems. For example, GPS navigation updates, things that were out of whack, transmission updates that were required. These spit out engine codes, for example, on oxygen sensor related issues, or your variable valve timing issues would get a code as well, and sometimes massive oil leaks because of ruptured variable valve timing issues would cause serious problems with these vehicles. They also sometimes had strange noises coming out of the back end. Otherwise, generally a very reliable vehicle, but they had their issues as well. And then we talk about the NX300 here. We have the NX series of Lexus sport crossover, basically. These are really well received. They're actually quite dependable, and I've only found a few reports, selective reports, with issues where the four-wheel drive defaults to two-wheel drive because there's a glitch, or I've heard the odd case where there was an engine problem by factory and there was a piston ring issue identified. But for the most part, these are exceptionally well made, well crafted, and very few problems to note with the NX series of SUVs. So generally, as a rule, I would say Lexus shows to be very, very dependable. Not a lot of chronic issues. There's a few selective vehicles or makes, that particular models that have issues with oxygen sensors. There are some that have transmission related issues where it either needed to be reprogrammed or the transmission would just develop problems of its own. So transmission can be a problem in certain models, none of which we just spoke of. But outside of transmission, oxygen sensors, sometimes the odd variable valve timing issue with hoses rupturing, generally these cars are almost bulletproof. There's very few problems you'll find consistently in large volume issues with these vehicles. Lexus is a very safe bet if you're looking for a reliable transportation. So now it's time to draw some attention to the Acura brand. So here we are down at a dealer, and we're going to look at some of the Acura cars. Now, one in particular is the RDX right here. Now, these are generally well received, and again, high quality vehicles with relatively low reliability issues. However, if you buy a 2007 to 2012, there was a historical issue of oil leaks, and most of the oil leaks came from an oil pressure sensor issue within the engine. Get that solved, you were good to go. So that was really one of the only issues. Other than that, a very dependable vehicle all around. So here we have an MDX. These are great vehicles all the way around, and again, very versatile. So some MDXs had issues with hard starting, which would spit out a code, rough idle, strange noises, and just overall difficulty in starting and idling related problems. There was also oil leaks in some cases, and another issue with some of these is the fact that they had a transmission issue would spit out codes related to the transmission, and in some cases, torque converters would shatter on the inside, resulting in products and fragments yielded throughout the transmission, required a major flush or repair as such to get it sorted. And then we have the TLX. Great vehicle for the most part, but there have been some issues related to rough idle, difficult starting, engine lights related to both of those issues, and a general host of, the shakes and the difficult starting phenomenons. Other than that, not a lot of issues otherwise, but there seems to be a common theme with a lot of the Acuras, and that is difficult starting and vibration or idle issues. And then we have the Acura TL. Lots of little troubles there. Stalling, difficulty starting, noisy windscreens, at least on the side windows. A lot of times there's noise there. Transmission, yes, some of them were changed out on warranty, outside of warranty, because transmissions were a problem with these cars. Lots of issues with the TL for sure. TLs, we're not short of issues for sure. As well, some of the lights on the dashboard would tend to burn out at times, and often you wouldn't get the run lights on the dash, they would go away, and that caused a lot of problems as well. So as we do more research, we find that Acura actually has a fair amount of problems related to idling, stalling, difficult starting. We actually found a lot of vehicles that have oil leak related problems as well, and some transmission issues that you can find through lots of these different versions of the brand. Now, the question is, which one is really more reliable, Lexus or Acura? Well, if you refer to the consumer's reports, every single time, Lexus is far and above anything that Acura puts out. Now, from what I understand, what I've seen is the prevalence and severity of failures and issues that you see in the Acura brand is more extreme that you find in most of the things that you find in the Lexus brand. So generally, as a rule, I would agree with the consumer's reports' predicted reliability, because even that considered, not only is the Acura brand below Lexus, it's actually below Porsche, Audi, and BMW, if you can believe that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely make sure you click the link below. That's going to take you to a great reliability video based on Lexus and BMW, for example. I've also got a great playlist as well in the link below. You can click on that. That's going to take you to the playlist and give you a whole host of information on reliability. I'd really love to see you guys on the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.